Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today I have another first impressions video for you. Today's video is on the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. So before we get started, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you love first impressions videos and you want me to do more of them, and be sure to comment below if there's any item that's just come out that you want me to do a first impressions on. So let's go ahead and get started. So the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette is a 21 eyeshadow palette, and it's called Full Spectrum because it's the full spectrum, like the full rainbow spectrum, like all the shades. And so this is basically a continuation expansion of their original Spectrum palette, which was released last year, which was also limited edition. It sold out pretty quickly, and now they wanted to release another one that's a little more bright and colorful. So the eyeshadows are arranged by color family, so this creates these rainbow ombre trios of pinks, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and then a wild card row which has from white to black. So 18 of the 21 eyeshadows are exclusive, never before seen shades, and then 3 are from past palettes. And there's also a range of finishes from mattes to shimmers. So the palette itself is $55, it's limited edition, and it's available on the Urban Decay website, Sephora, and I'm not sure that I've seen it at Ulta, but I will link all the places where you can get it down below. Granted, you may not be someone that's very interested in bright colors. I don't feel like this is a standalone palette, which is what I call a palette that can create looks completely on its own. But if you don't have a wide selection of colorful palettes, this would probably be a really good option for you to get. It's kind of like the Mi Vida Loca remix palette that was released last year, because it had kind of a color wheel of all these different colorful shades. So it was kind of a one-stop shop if you needed, you know, some brights in your look. So the box looks like this, really pretty and colorful. The palette looks like this. One major difference from the Spectrum palette of last year is that this one opens up like this rather than the lid that comes off. The lid that comes off made it very difficult to store that palette as well as travel with it because the lid just comes right off. This is a magnetic closure. It's got a large size mirror, which I think is great. It also kind of stands up, so once again, really great to take on a trip if you need like a colorful palette to take with you. Looking at the colors, I see how you can create some looks with this, but I don't feel like it is a true standalone palette. You know, you can't just take this one palette on a trip and be okay. Unless you're going to some sort of like clown convention or something. I don't know, I'm not gonna judge. So here are all the colors. It also comes with a double-ended brush. We've got the fluffy shadow brush on one side and a tapered blending brush on the other side. So I know you guys are just dying to see the colors, so let's get to swatching. So I'm going to be swatching using my little sponges from top to bottom, the columns of 3. So we do the little rainbow ombre trios, and we're going to do one swipe. So in the first column we have Alchemy, which is a deep fuchsia satin. Gossip, which is a bright metallic pink with subtle floating pearl. Paranoia, which is a lavender with subtle floating pearl. In the second column we have Warning, which is a deep metallic copper. Seas, which is a bright metallic coral with subtle floating pearl. And Jones, which is a metallic orange with subtle floating pearl. In the third column we have Midnight Blaze, which is a black matte with yellow gold pearl. CALAVERA, which is a bright yellow matte with subtle floating pearl. And GOLDMINE, which is a metallic yellow gold. In the fourth column we have 100, which is a deep metallic forest green. Hatter, which is a vibrant green with tonal microsparkle. And Mean, which is a bright metallic lime green. In the fifth column we have MINX, which is a deep navy matte with floating tonal pearl. Blindsided, which is a bright teal blue matte with floating pearl. And Metamorphosis, which is a vibrant periwinkle blue with microsparkle. In the sixth column we have Delirious, which is a deep plum matte with subtle floating pearl. Sketch, which is a metallic medium purple. And Faded, which is a lavender with gold shimmer. In the last column we have Platonic, which is a black matte with iridescent glitter. Iced, which is oyster silver with shimmer, and Bump, which is a white matte. So here are all the shades together. I'm actually really blown away with how pigmented a lot of these shades are. Like Hatter, oh my gosh. That's like the most pigmented matte green I've ever seen in my life. This yellow is also pretty pigmented, that's Calavera. But yeah, overall, really good. So my final thoughts on this palette are that I think it's pretty awesome. I think that this palette is better than the original Spectrum palette because this is actually the full spectrum. They're priced the same, so this one's $55 like that one was, but I think that this one is a better value. I think the colors are a lot more pigmented, and I'm just a lot more impressed with this palette. So like I said before, it's $55. It's available on the Urban Decay website, Sephora. I just checked Ulta, Macy's, etc. I will leave links down below. It is limited edition, so if you're interested in it, make sure you get it. And yeah, so I want to know your thoughts on this palette. Did you love it? Did you get it? Is it on your wish list? Definitely leave me a comment because I'm totally curious to see if you guys picked this up. And I will be doing a giveaway for one of these palettes. So I will leave a link in the description box with all of the details and how to enter, etc., additional ways to enter, when the giveaway ends, when it will be announced. It's always in that link. And if you guys are looking for the information in the link with the whole gleam thing, if you click on terms and conditions, it always has all the information of the giveaway, you know, what the rules and restrictions are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!